Alright, looks like I am live on both of these, and I'll wait a little bit, but hello everybody who will be coming in shortly, I hope. I am going to be doing some more Limbus Company, only because even though it's extremely late and I might only do it for like an hour, I kind of want to get the event done. Also, it's been really fun for an event. So, yo, the Hermit, welcome back. It's good to see you again, even if my stream stuff is scaring me right now. Because it's trying to determine quality and my bitrate looks like it got shot to heck. Hopefully I am not too crunchy for you. And actually let me cut over. Seriously, why are you still trying to determine quality? So far so good? Okay, good. Because my stream health right now is just... It says it's at 5,000, which apparently it doesn't really like. But then the bitrate bar up top is like just a straight flat line, so... It could honestly go down, and I'm scared if it does. So, sorry if it does, of course. But we now have to go to the basement, as last time we have reached Valencina's door. Actually, no, we went through Valencina's door already. Also, grand. No effective affinities. So, if that's the case, let me just throw a mix of people in here then. And also, let me get you off. Let's see, we have you technically as everything. Yo, hey, Lucatin! Will you do the refractal boss after? If I get to the refractal boss, I will definitely try it. I don't know how many nodes are in this, unfortunately, and I never really remember how many are in it. My brain tells me it's like basically gonna be a mini Kanto, so like 20 is what I'm assuming. And right now I'm only at like 10. Pierce. Let's bring you out for this. Unfortunately, don't really have any... Actually, no, I do have a bludgeon. Alright, you're going in, Gregor. And then you'll be the first back up. This Intervallo is 14 nodes, but it's a lot of alert. Oh, okay. Then we might actually be able to get to it, then. Once we dealt with the... Oh, great, it's Rien's funky room. Once we dealt with the Falvists who invaded the Nursefathers' destroyed corridor, we looked for the indexes, and ran into a few familiar faces, waiting for us at our destination. Huh? Don't you guys have today off? Yeah, but I thought I might as well come along. It's, you know, you keep summoning us while we're in the middle of something, so I decided that it might actually be more convenient for us to be with you in person. Aw. No 12 is the last fight, but refractal button is... I have seen the refractal button, because it's, you know, crossed out, basically. Your summoning occurred at the most unideal moment. He said the thing! KGH finally delivered. Refractal's the hardest fight in the whole game right now. We'll see about that, and see just how badly I baby about it. Now, I know you weren't doing it on purpose, but all 3 times you summoned me, I was leaning over snacks topped with a bunch of whipped cream. Today, I learned that blacking out and waking up to a me-shaped incident in a cake I was about to chow down doesn't make for a very relaxing break. Sorry about that. Aw. Poor Roja not getting her snacks and then ruining the snacks. Okay, good. Bitrate has come and determined that it is in the green. Technically, it's only hard because of the turn count for the rewards. Interesting. I should have checked in with you guys before summoning, but I'm still getting used to it. Okay, now you're being too sorry. No hard feelings, you know? I'm tagging along because I need some exercise, that's all. I appreciate the additional employee assignments. Now, if you could share any information you know about yet another corridor. I hung out here all the time, so I know this place a little. People cannot beat normal mode and there's hard mode? Jeez. There was this super clingy, annoying little... no, that wasn't the masked dude. There was this other, Is there something you don't remember? Oh, right, Kira probably doesn't remember Sora. Sora? I don't think that name rings any bells for us either. Is that someone who used to live here? Oh, good old memory incinerator. Blood fiends did their job for me. Good job, Bleed. Yeah, well, Sora was the Index Apprentice, so she probably lived here. Forsooth, the Index Apprentice? Who, pray tell? Wherefore is it that the middle, the thumb, and the ring each have apprentices, yet the index and the pinky lack them? It would be quite odd if a mere 3 of the 5 fingers kept an apprentice each. Retrace my recollections, yet I find it like following a trail of odorless air, invisible and unreal. No, there was someone, but I can't... The representations of the pinky and the index's apprentices are missing. No, to be more precise, a merciless braid has shredded and reduced them to intangible formlessness. How refreshing to hear that same impression from someone else rather than myself for once. As it seemed that I was the only one who remembered the 2 apprentices, I retraced back to our first meeting and briefly shared what I knew about Sora. Huh? She doesn't sound like a very forgettable character. Well, the Ryoshu cut her into ribbons, so nothing you can do. That would explain why it feels as though I'm recalling a sequence of events with a critical part missing in between. I can almost imagine her giggling to herself like a creepy loner, and she probably wears glasses too, right? Like one of those gloomy introverts from anime. I see, so that's why it feels like I'm tearing through each strand of a weave. Ryoshu? Let's say the world's made of strings or threads, Clock. With every slash, this blade would be cutting through the flow of strands that twine to compose one's existence. When an object is severed forever beyond repair, you'd think neither trace nor shape would be left of it. But now that you've pieced some of it together, it's almost... Instead of elaborating, Ryoshu fell silent again, save for the sound of the tip of her cigarette turning to ash like she was recalling another incomplete memory. Poor Sora. She didn't deserve this, even if she did betray us. I guess she's trying to avoid over-speculating on what she doesn't know for sure. Damn, that totally breaks the meta. I had a vague idea of how it works, but this is the first time I'm hearing the deets. Papa had to go through 4 ramp-up stages and remove seals to, even make full use of his sword. Honestly, yours needs a trade-off. Your sword totally power creeps Papa's. T.O. There's plenty already. Oh, so true. Guess slicing your memories away is one hell of a trade-off. Sorry. Yeah, that is a pretty bad trade-off for, ultimate power, I guess. That can just erase people from memories and stuff. I've got one. I don't know where it leads, but the index guy used it all the time. Hopefully it doesn't drop us into an army of indexes. I'm trying to decipher TPU, but it is not coming to me whatsoever. TPU, they rarely gather in big groups. Oh, okay. That's pretty unlikely. Ow, what was that for, Ryoshu? Wait, did you just hit me with that sword handle? I didn't do anything. But I saw it. I saw Ryoshu's scabbard Araya suddenly jerking to the side, prodding Sinclair like he was annoyed by something. Aw, did he, misinterpret? I hate you so much, Ryoshu, when you do stuff like this. Come on. I won't STS. I'll SYLC until you can barely walk. I assume that's gonna be slice your legs clean. I swear this isn't a slander or whatever. Look, you poked me hard, I left a mark on my arm. Well, I don't want to read too much into it, but the scabbard was rattling like it was irritated by something. Aww. Okay, that must be a much older Araya, because I don't think young Araya would be asking that. He's making out cheese. I mean, I get it, yeah, because immediately as he guessed it correctly, she just moved on to a much harder one. Araya? Wait, the voice just now sounded a lot like Araya's. Dante, you saw it too, right? Ryoshu didn't do anything. Aw, poor Sinclair. To be fair to Sinclair, no one else but I saw in full detail how the scabbard came to be. Which means that he couldn't imagine in his wildest dreams that the scabbard poked him of its own volition. Great, we kind of have another Catherine. Understood. Yeah. Poor kid. Well, that's been long overdue for a little smack upside his noggin. Oh, jeez. Oh, you just look like a goblin. But jeez, the rest of this. It's like a fallout shelter with all these cans. An almost dungeon-like basement area. Whenever the masked unk's beeper rang, he'd walk through this door. So, who are they? Oh, grand. The index. Signs of life. There were people living down here up until just a few hours ago. Why are you here, paper slips? We were only executing the prescript. I've had it with these prescripts. Though at least yours don't make annoying beeps. And the cells were all completely empty, save for what looked like a makeshift bathroom in each of them. It is likely that this dungeon was used to imprison individuals of varying features that may be required to complete a prescript. Rien's dungeon. It's where the bad kids go when you don't follow the prescript. This room seems to have been used for something worse than simple incarceration. Among Faust's conjectures is that the captives were conditioned in body and mind in various ways to match the prescript's liking. Wait a second. Okay, I wonder if this is actually where the Yi Song Rien identity story takes place. Because it seems very much like it. Because the guy was, like, tied up and bound and kept there and prodded with, like, questions. It is? Okay, that makes so much sense. Thank you, paying attention. Sounds like that guy was just crazy as the rest of them. Wait, that staircase right there leads up. Let's check out what's... of course. You cannot enter through this door. Oh, I see. Another griefer body blocking in the doorway. Move. I need to see something. The will of the prescript forbids you. Well, then you're just gonna die. I'm sorry about that, dude. Is it worth forcing our way in there? They seem pretty adamant about not letting us in. I'd prefer if we stayed as far as possible from anything that has to do with the gods. I mean, prescripts. But nothing in this basement gives me any indication as to where the door connects to. Otis is right. We're gonna have to get upstairs somehow if we want to get an idea of where the store leads. If Rand's been using this basement, then I'd like to see what's upstairs. Honestly, learning that this door connects to some basement is more than enough intel to cross it off the list. Still, if this has anything to do with Ryoshi's memories, let's push through. Of course you say that. Otis scares of gods. I mean, if you know anything about what happened in the Odyssey, I feel like you would either fear or hate the gods just as much. Although it does have me very... Okay. What are you? 2 against and take damage from the index. Grand. Alright, so I just need to make sure you're not clashing anyone. Hello, third person on Twitch. I can see you in the number, but not in the messages just yet. Unless you're being quiet. Which, you know, that's still fine. Just seeing number go up is enough for me. Yo, let's go, Gregor. Pop off. Also, pop off, Kira. Let's go, Sora Don Quixote. Aw, I'm back down to 2. Oh well. Let's go. Let's go, Rojo. So far, only Yi Song has let me down. And that was the will of the prescript, I guess. So I guess the prescript doesn't like him. Or just wants him to suffer a little. Who's got this thing now? It is now you. Of course it's you. And we will just send you there and have everyone else clash on your behalf. And of course you reached that, so... I've gotta do this because there's the thing of, like, just in case it will do the thing, if I recall. Convert this suit to a random suit that corresponds to one of the unit's base attack skills next turn. Dang, I need to actually fully read this, I think. Because I've read it once before. Okay, so it's just one of... Okay, I don't know why I thought it was the next one on the dash. Hermes as well. Let's see. You clash there. Where are you? No, okay, I have to move you off then. Meaning, yep. You go there, but then you can take that clash. And then we'll just beat up that guy still. Good job, Hung Lu. Let's go, Gregor. Punch and burn. That's right, your skill power also goes down, so you couldn't kill. Get out of here. I hate you, porn bots. Most annoying things on Twitch still. Who's got the mark now? It is Roja, my beloved. Understood. Then we'll just send you over there. What color do you need? Now you need red. Oh my gosh. Send a couple of you guys there. Bring you over into here. Good job, Yi Sung. And we got the stagger, heck yeah. Kinda forgot the bleed would just kill. Good job, guys. Oh, wait a sec, I didn't realize you were likely Banovator too. What the heck? Getting 2 birds with 1 stone, basically. Where is my... It is now on Gregor. Cool. And I'll send you there, and then we'll take it off with someone else. Okay, hang on. This... Of course, one of the prescript shenanigans. Then we'll just do what is cast, screw it. Likely benefit anyone got banned except bots? Nope, it is literally just bots that have been doing it. Because no one has really given me a reason to ban, I don't think. Oh my gosh. Keeps changing on me. Okay then. Oh, sorry, you just became unclashable. I keep forgetting that. Auto win. Cool, cool, cool. Pop off Yi Song some more. And then just auto win here. I have not used Ledger Main in forever. So nice to see as well. Good job, Kira, putting in work. You just do not ever want to give me one. Ledger's low-key better than his Arcanite's Ego. I mean, it is cheaper, and however, power-wise, his thing I think is still infinitely better. It just takes a lot of setup. But also, it being able to do tremor stuff actually is pretty good, I suppose. And also, paralyzed is always a fun thing. Alright, who's got the thing now? It is now Fascia Faust. We'll just take that off of you. I don't have things, so I'll just have to do this. And then I'll send you over there. Come on, Gregor. Let it all out. Still an insane attack line. Just the most blood-curdling scream. What Kozan still have? Jeez. What am I missing for Kozan? Or does the counter just not trigger it? Alright, fine. Really, Ishmael? You have to outspeed him? Come on, that was gonna be the hypest Yi-Song moment. Counter for Jiang is 50-50 break proc? Okay. Come on, Ishmael, why do you have to steal it? God, it's just the kindergarten thing all over again. What's up there? You may speak to me casually, Araya, but in the presence of other apprentices, perhaps you should find it preferable to mimic the tone of the Dewey Star. Come on, it's not like I wanted to be Dewey Star. Just let me do whatever I want while I'm here. Certainly you have a point. So what's there, up the stairs? I'm not sure myself. I've never been upstairs. Aren't you even a little curious? Why bother peeling back the heavens to see what is beyond? Those wanting of yearning needn't raise their heads skyward. Am I seeing Raya's memories? Clock, what did you see? I'm not sure, but now I've got another reason to check what's upstairs. And also we've just killed a bunch of people, so literally nothing is stopping us, except for a secondary force that is upstairs. like these people. Alright, and if it is Pierce, then we're busting out the team, baby. You've got Hunglu, and then you. And then you have one Pierce. You're bludgeoning into slashing. You're slashing. You're slashing full. You're full slashing. You're full slashing, and you're full bludgeon. So, Otis, you have lucked out, even though having a red person would be very helpful. And we'll instead just line up the reds. Who has it? It is you. Alright, so you are just... Yep, of course you're going there. I mean, okay, if this is the case, no, because you're doing that one. You're on 4, meaning you can take that one. And then we can just have one of you take them, so that way Kira can go past and just get a free attack in. Thank you, Ryoshu. Headshot. Ah, so close. Okay, you must, like, always start with the violet breaking. And then, Otis, you should win this. Hopefully it staggers. Good, we got one stagger off, I think. And then just free damage from Ryoshu. I really love free damage Ryoshu. Okay, Ryoshu now has it, so we'll just do that. And then dual our speed shenanigans here. Wish our Kira Ishmael had mere 10% of her power. I think she does fine enough. And then headshot being one of the most powerful attacks I think a person can have. At the very least, it is one of them when it comes to, like, single skill. And I guess the drawback, of course, is that it is a single coin move. Who has it? Oh, you have it now, okay. But at the same time, like, you could probably beat them, right? Send you to 48 so you can kill. You'll go into 46, hopefully kill. You can take the... Actually, you can take the Clash. And then I'll send you two after this guy. Which will also hopefully kill. Good murder, Ryoshu. Good murder. No stagger yet. Ryoshu, come on. You can do this easily. Who has it now? Of course it's you now. But at the same time, like, you've got this, right? I'll have to shoot it, I suppose. I like keeping Heathcliff's, like, dumb, powerful bullet until the last one. But in this situation, I probably have to use it just to clash that. Kill. Let's go, Yisong. Good job. That is ideal. Also, this animation is so cool every time. Pew. Especially when it just completely murders a person. Alright, Ronja has it now, but it probably doesn't matter. Stagger? Dang! Off of the... so close to the stagger. Okay, this will stagger. Into kill, heck yeah. Kira definitely keeping up with the rest of the identities. And then just free shot from Otis into big shot from, or not Otis, Ryoshu. And then her actual attack now, which almost has her up to 15. Nice. Did I realize they glow now, I guess? Fortunately, Furioso, you will not come out. Actually, no. Screw it, you're coming out. It's too dumb just not to do. Furiosa replica is just too fun. Aw. Aw, there's a stuffed rabbit here. Kind of a letdown when they were body blocking the door like there was some big secret behind it. Right? Looks just like any other average family home. Oh man, I get cleaning up's a chore, but peeps should at least dust their home once in a while. The thick layer of dust covering every surface and the blotchy wallpaper made it clear that no one's been living here for a good while. Have you played Runa? I have played a tiny bit of Runa. Unfortunately, where I am, I need to get better decks, I think. Because I'm currently stuck fighting... shoot, what's her name? Shoot. Why can't I remember her name? It's the one that started the controversy, during C, you know, one of Otis's hot IDs. The one that's very Roja-coded. Why can I not remember her name? She has a very nice name, too. Yeah, Molar Office. I've been going back to do some fights to try to build a better deck. I'm not sure how it's been working out. I think I tried a bleed deck, but the cards on the blade were not the best, unfortunately. Look, there are drawings and dolls too. Though it seems like the place has been abandoned for quite a long time. Could something bad have happened in here? Yeah, something must have happened in here that caused the family to flee, and they never got to return. Yeah, lots of evidence suggesting that. The open door, the single shoe just lying around. So someone fled from home for some reason, never to return. I don't know. It's kind of hard to narrow down the cause. It really could have been anything. Are you searching for something in particular, Ryoshu? Yes, but it doesn't seem to be here. Every framed photo is singed beyond recognition, and whatever documents there were have been torn to shreds. Kinda like my memories. So this wasn't where he escaped to, huh? The index nurse father, Rian. The last time we saw him, he fled the house via the corridor after suffering a severe wound at Ryoshi's hand. If by some miracle he survived, there's a chance he'd come after Ryoshu again. But something about our last encounter led me to believe that it was the last time Ryoshu would ever see him. I found myself hoping to see Ryoshu piece together another memory. She'd been recalling new details all day whenever something caught her attention. Sadly, she responded by softly shaking her head. No, I don't. Aww. Sangria. Oh good, the Falvis, and also this, which means it's probably time for the boss lady. And also, speaking of the boss lady, I'm gonna do some extractions, except I forgot I actually don't need to. I don't know why it hit me, and then immediately just, my brain was like, wait, no, I'm wrong. Because I do have her now. I had to thread her and spend like 200 boxes just to get enough for Rojo. What was your weakness again? Bludgeon. 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 Cool, cool, cool. Wait, why are you taking these things? Have all of you been taking them? No, you took Encaphlin. You took that. You took that. Or have they always been taking 2 of them and then replay is just Encaphlin? I'm so confused now. But Otis, we're gonna sideline you. Actually, no, it is you, and then we'll bust out the others. Final bosses of Intervallos always took the Encaphlin if there wasn't Dutch. Oh, okay, I did not realize this was the final boss. I thought someone said it was 14, not 12. After leaving Rand's quarters, we explored the Index corridor for a while, but didn't find anything that could help piece Ryoshi's memories back together. Great work. Now that leaves just the Pinky Nursefathers corridor. But that room didn't have any back doors for us to explore. There were countless more in the adjacent corridor, but our guideline makes it a bit difficult to delve into each and every one of them right away. Which means that our work here is done. Thank you for your assistance, Dante. Dante replies they're happy to be of assistance. Aw, heck yeah. Goodbye, Alan. Did you know the Pinky Nurse father was Shiomi Yoru? Interesting. Modules. Yeah. Clear stage as EX conditional instead of 10 is basically a spoiler to Big Fight. Oh, grand. I actually didn't catch that. As we had more business than simply checking the doors, we decided to stay longer and investigate. It had a peculiar structure. Each door we opened led to a room identical in shape to the previous one. And even though I was certain we'd traversed through quite a few rooms, we somehow found ourselves back at the starting point. There are some small design differences between each room that help to tell them apart, but it's difficult to tell which is which unless we look really hard at every detail. The kitchen? How do you know that? I've been here before. Someone ghosted me after promising to watch Fixer clips together, so I thought I'd come visit. It's someone y'all have met too, I think. It was, must be another one who was severed by the Arayashiki. Damn, you might be right. His name was Ren, the Pinky Apprentice. I tick-tocked, but no one here seemed to have anything to say to that. I suppose that only makes sense. After all, his existence registered to no one here but me. So when you said back at K-Corp that you'd cooked before, you were talking about this, huh? I used to perform intense culinary artistry here. Oh boy. The reviews were glowing. One of them was yum, meaning yeah, unbelievably mouth-watering. The scabbard Araya was defiantly shaking from side to side in a valiant effort to deny Ryoshu's claim. Must have been pretty damn bad, huh? I'm having a hard time believing her, if you ask me. What did she usually make? The bentos! With the takodachi thing. Or tamagoyaki. A bit simple to be intense culinary artistry, don't you think? Ah, yeah. Didn't you know there's nothing like a school lunchbox rivalry? Aw. Oh, no, it is the taco... yeah. I had it right the first time. The other thing's a completely different dish. Aw. 'Cause it's adorbs, that's why. It is truly adorbs, Araya. Aw. Although it looks more like a virus than an octopus. Aw. Cute pouty Araya. So cute. Especially with her puffed up cheeks like that. Isn't it all the SD once it goes down the gauntlet? Why is this so important? But, Mommy, there's nothing like a school lunchbox rivalry. I do you. You're doing your weird acronyms again, aren't you? It means I don't understand. That's when you say IDK, Mom. SMH. These must be some of the happiest memories Ryoshu and Araya shared. The sinners, me, and Araya, even as a scabbard, could imagine and recall them in full. But for Ryoshu, the most important part of those memories remains sliced away. Still, if we can continue to piece more and more of her memories together by going over these places. Aw. Oh, great. What are we gonna run into? Oh, that's right. Why am I asking? So there was someone guiding those whelps. Figures they'd send more than fodder to the House of Spiders. Stinks of wet dog. Hey, sorry, I'm just showered recently. Jeez. Also, I really need to fix... Why the heck is the Twitch chat like... I thought I had it cut differently. And then I've gotta remember, I think it's nope, it's not shift. It was control. Okay. Looks good enough. My boo-boo. Yep. There she is. The ones everyone is losing their heads over. It really is a maestro, Emile Benoit said. This place is already occupied. If you would be so kind as to help me with directions. Is this where Master Callisto's art is located? The question came from a woman who appeared from one of the doors that led to a different corridor. She was wearing a wolf mask, and unlike the Falvists we had encountered thus far, she seemed to make it a point to speak and act with decorum. But the subtle hint of violence in her voice quickly betrayed this air of foul civility. Sure you're at the right address, lady? Robrunk said, Snuff ain't in this part of the house. Find a different corridor. Yes, I am aware. Also, I did not realize how big her chest is. Jeez. But I'm not here looking for his creations, which are easily mistaken for mass-produced garbage. I could feel her intense gaze, even though her face was obscured by the mask. and there was no doubt that her eyes were bearing down on Ryoshu. Suddenly, I was reminded of what Rien said moments before he fled through the corridor. We let them observe us too freely. The Falvus got to confirm a lot of important intel, including the fact that the House of Spiders has fallen, and that Ryoshu currently has possession of the Arayashiki. They want Ryoshu for themselves, whether she's completed or not. Ryoshu as she is now. Grand. Rufo, aw. Those 3 feathers are actually really cute. Yoshihide, the blade coveted by the 5 fingers, Master Callisto's final and posthumous masterpiece. As a docent of Falvism, please honor me the honor of escorting you to our gallery. Do I want to? Don't see the point in hanging out with people in those unaesthetic AM. As expected, Ryoshu declined with a curt reply, and Araya too rattled angrily in the docent's general direction. Then, I'm afraid my only remaining option is to rely on our usual method of ushering. The shape of her ring suggests that she is a docent of the School of Fowls. She literally just said she was one. Her position is comparable to that of a capo of the thumb or a big sibling of the middle. Grand. Verily, that maketh her a foe who may surpass even Ricardo's might, or with a stroke of ill fortune, even Lei Heng. Doubt she's anywhere near as strong as Lei Heng. Our chances are ho-hum. Half or more. I like those odds. Half of half or more. Dude, really? Outmoded has-been. Why seek out the art of a has-been after all this time? It was a decision met with much confusion from the outset. To entrust such a momentous project in the hands of one such as Callisto, why, everyone agrees that it is no less foolish than casting a pearl before swine. Ricardo and Lei Heng Furry Edition. Grand, the coupons are going to be so much more valuable. And they were quite on point with that assessment. His au revoir recovered from the house were more tools than art. The sort that the likes of workshop meisters might assemble. Also, I definitely pronounced this wrong, but I don't care. I guess it's supposed to be oeuvre. Or oeuvre. No self-respecting maestro would create such mundanities and call them art. Now, I must ask for your forgiveness for presuming that you would be no different from the rest of his work. But what I observed above this room completely changed my perspective. The scorched corridor, the ferrety with which you've scarred the walls and the floor, as though a frenzied beast had torn through them. There is but one tool that could possibly have left such marks behind. At least you've got a passable eye for art. Yoshihide, I ask you, have you ever considered pursuing art of a further elevated beauty? It will be an experience that departs from the dilapidated remnant that dubs itself corporism, a movement so constrained by its obsession over the human corpus that once it had depleted all meaning it had to offer, it began piling on empty definitions onto itself. Frenzied cockroach. Falvism is a movement that is broken from the traditional mold. Unfettered like a beast that roams free, we dare ourselves to ask questions that challenge the mind. What is man? What are things? What does it mean to trace the origin? How do we define that which we call le falve? These are the subject matters that have led us falves into the field of fertile creativity. Should you, a wielder of that relic, enter the fold of our movement, it will layer your work with such an unrelenting spectrum of colors that it will be destined to leave an unforgettable impression in the annals of history. In other words, what we can offer you will be of much greater worth than what you may have learned from a teacher like Callisto. Never considered him my teacher, not a real one anyway. Finding beauty among the carnage of blood and flesh is a lesson I learned on my own. And yes, I know enough about your movement. Maybe I considered some of the works created by your school acceptable, at least among the ring's art, or not. I can't remember. then, will you? But I don't know. I don't know what makes your art more elevated than the one I pursue. The one you pursue? Didn't the sight you claim to have seen clue you in? Oh, it did. I do understand. Your art may appear to be no more than unchecked chaos at a glance, but upon closer observation, it reveals a fierce, dominant force that threads the entire scene together with its keenness as the connecting suture. Your blade work, too, shows such multi-layeredness. Mere keenness often entails mundanity, yet you have transcended such a limit by scorching the tail end of each slash. Truly a unique aesthetic sense. I believe I've sufficiently understood the full extent of the artistic merit imbued in that scene. No, you didn't. Lesser painters like you are such mediocrities that they fail to recognize the beauty that lies in the grotesque. They do little beyond painting the hell reflected in their eyes, and call that shallowness hell's beauty. The sorrow condensed into a cry held in an instant, wrath unbound from the yoke of reason, the fading gleam of despair in the hewn. You give no thought to what each of those emotions signifies, instead obsessing over the cursory qualities of what is beheld. Let me teach you otherwise. Pay attention, because I won't afford you another long-winded lesson. Pointillists, Fauvists, suprematists, Blau-writers, cubists. I've visited my share of the Ring's galleries, heard their commentaries, but none of them were to my liking. Your art is an overcomplicated pile of definitions, buried under symbols, caked in patchworks of empty shells. You and your art both talk too damn much. Just like Callisto's, kept trying to take from other movements, forcing meaning where there was none. Excess is easy, anyone can do it. What's beyond most is making it succinct. The art of abbreviation. Don't you dare try and hold yourself to a higher level just because you abbreviate things. Alas, if all is one by one abbreviated away, nothing remains in its absence, making the void left behind completely bereft of meaning. No, the void is what remains, and it holds things that can't be found anywhere else. What is this, a minimalist manifesto? No, my aesthetics go beyond the pursuit of simplicity. It's just art posting. I pursue the natural germination of artistic immaculacy, a state of perfection wherein further abbreviation is an impossibility. Sangria. A bit abstract, isn't it? Too removed, too plain, with a distinct lack of any meaningful, striking qualities. What exactly is it that elevates your art above that of Fauvism? Painters. We're the stubborn sort that mere words can't convince. Indeed, there is no discipline more subjective than that of art. Nice glowing eyes. Discourse concerning its nature may extend for days on end, but it will not change the fact that unseen arts are meaningless, pretentious illusions at the end of the day. Please do, though I'm afraid it may be overshadowed by the sheer vibrancy of my aesthetics. Teeth. I, a docent of Le Fauvisme, shall personally welcome you to my critique session. Finally, the talking is over. The killing can begin. Why are you guys so far away? Alright, 8 protection is definitely too insane. I should probably keep that in my back pocket. You can go there, you can go there, and you can go there. Okay, yeah, you're doing that. But your guys take damage for you, don't they? No, okay. It just looked like it did, I guess. With one guy, at least. That was the weakest victory ever, Roja. But a victory is a victory. I will take these. Not like this. Okay. Oh, I probably should check. Do you have the funny... You do have the funny quotes. This is just too much, though. Okay, I was right. Okay, you just do it twice. Understood. Intrinsic in the outward appearance of each animal is a distinct purpose, and we, the Falve, are the ones who awaken and express the fairity of those that we call wild beasts among them. At 70%, gain a new pattern. That's gonna be fun. Still pretty standard numbers is the thing. Mold colors have lore as well. I will get to them then. Let's go in, yep. Alright, those are the two defends. Alright, we'll take that victory, I guess. I don't really like taking that victory, but I'll do it. Good job, Heathcliff. Keep it going. You need to work through those bullets still. Okay. The first step is always but a single animal, and with every quest for art and fairity, another beast is layered atop the previous specimen. And then yeah, on death give two ego stuff. They are beasts that fall in and out of vogue within the school of Falvism. Yes, but a true artist must take fierce pride in that single animal as the underdrawing which best represents their unique self. Despite this wisdom, however, there are some who flit from beast to beast, as though the self is nothing more than a costume to be worn and discarded. And then... not... Oh no, you are the one I read. Is it you I'm missing, or... No, you... Okay, so you're both just spontaneous. Status mold color. Oh, I didn't realize I was crossed out as well. Some say that the ring's paint is made from the same base material as augmentation tattoos. They are both nigh, indelible pigments that take considerable effort to erase, let alone bleach. Interesting. When hit, gain 1 bleed for every 3 stacks, once per turn, turn end, gain 1 defense level down, cool, max 2. Yeah, sounds about right. Interesting, though. Oh good, target fixed. We love those. And of course, you're now... Alright. I see what you're doing then, because if they're gonna take the hit, it should trigger the counter. If it is Pallant... Clash power plus 9 deals minus damage if I were to go on the defense. I don't think anyone has that Vibrante thing. Because that's mold color. But that's not the Vibrante thing that you're talking about. But let's go. Start off with the headshot, which will get eaten by that guy. And then of course you'll do this shenanigans, where you get your free attack in. At least we killed one of the students. And also that's your 2 guards, I'm pretty sure. You're already at negative 45 sanity. Cool. Sinking is so much fun. Okay, you're at 15 now. More students. Okay, so we're just back to this phase. Understood. Alright, that's another student dead. Another one dead. Heathcliff just bouncing him off, still too funny. And then, yeah, you get your free attack, because you have funny red coins. And Ryoshu doesn't have her big move that can just erase the big coins. It honestly might be worth it just to send a couple clashes that way. We will cheat an impending Dayu. Two of you are gonna go unclashed. That is unfortunate. Dang, you're out of ammo now. I think that was a stagger on him. Yep, okay. And then funny big move. Unfortunately, you cannot beat Mr. Negative 20. But of course, he gets to just eat an attack. However, that was your 2 guards, I'm pretty sure, so now you just have to take this. We're so close to the stagger, which will just be, of course, phase 2. Because that's when her entire kit will change. But we gotta get there first. And that didn't stagger her. Good job. Alright, we're back to this. 2026, that's not good. And also, why is your SP so low? Don't control, cool. Again, this is the only chance you really... Rufa helping you out by finally putting Rojin into negative form. If target's defensive skills, negative 20. I don't think she has Palette Vibrante, though, is the thing. She's got blue. She's got rouge. If the middle uses their tattoos for self-augmentation, does that make the ring tattoos more brands that, when forcibly applied, weaken their enemies? Oh no, you do have Palette Vibrante. Okay. Oh then yeah, would definitely defense skill you. I have to do you as well with it, unfortunately. Wait, really? You can win that? Jeez, alright. You, however, would evade. And then you will also evade. Get your funny red coin off. You're dead. That was your 2 blocks. Meaning we get the power shot. Ping. Into stagger. Which means I don't really get to capitalize on this. Oh, heck it. This is all mine. Let's go. Screw everything else. You guys will take some off, I suppose. Actually, no, if that's the case, I should be using big moves on it. Pop off, Yi-Song. Even if so many of your attacks are just being eaten by these punks. Whoop, that's 2 of them dead. And I think this guy's also dead. Alright, so that was honestly pretty good work already. Free Heathcliff damage now that he has ammo. I can't wait for when this gets, like, voice acting. Okay, these aren't target fixed, though. You can go there. Oh, grand. A lot of these are not clashing. Or they're multiple people are taking them. I think I have to Progresha this. I do not like that so many of the attacks are getting unclashed. So you go there, you go there. You were, I think, on there. You can go also onto one of those. You to there. You to there, and then you're just free. Kira, where's your attack going? Gonna put some SP on you. Is everything covered now? Yes, it is. Okay. Funny red coin will go off. Just all red coins from Yi-Song. Nice. Love to see it. Put some shots in. Okay, good. I was scared that would stagger. Jeez, Kira, pop off. And then funny, minus 25 SP. Making all this other stuff so much easier. And good, you don't have a mechanic that's just like immediately increase your SP back to 45. Although the only downside again is that your, like, stats are just back to being impossible to clash unless you're already clashing someone. And you can clash regardless of speed, so unfortunately you're just gonna go off, I guess? No, okay. Wait, who's going to you? Alright, never mind. Funny red coins. This bleed is really gonna be the downfall of it, though. We go into funny shoot with 6 Peter and then big crossbow. And then you will unfortunately be staggered. And also I think at 3 health. Casual 4 skills in a turn. Who allowed Aroma Ryoshu to go past testing? I love Aroma Ryoshu so much because she can just do a whole bunch of shooting for literally no reason, but she got 1 stagger. You actually might get staggered here, Hongaloo, because that's 3 funny red coins. And it might just be enough damage. Again, the only problem with this fight right now is just the bleed counter. Oh, you're at 35 with Rouge, cool. +1 for every negative attack if the main has Reparante. If it has Vibrate, deal 100% damage. If it has Equip skill, deal minus 90. Clash loss, gain 5 paralyze, and that. Alright, it's big damage, gotcha. Thankfully, anyone can actually clash it. My hair. Yeah, this is actually just a big my hair coupons, isn't it? Actually, does this have low? No. This coin hits all targets. Cool. Low morality. Just gain more damage. Panic. Deal even more damage, but also gain fragile. Fun. So, honestly, Honglu, why do you have to be staggered right now? Literally none of you can do it. You have a chance. Honestly, the negative 45 sanity is probably the only reason why it's gonna go off. Your maximum is 26. But I don't really want you doing it. What's your highest? I chose Solemn Lament, of course I did. You, I think, have the next highest at 22. 22 to 6. The other one's 22 to 8, I think. You go down to 20. Oh no, you're 22 8. Yeah, okay. Hit her with the eyeball sword. Oh, this does look really cool as an attack. She's going full wolf mode. Killed someone, I don't know who. Looks like it was Roja. Of course it was Roja, she was lowest health. Rest in peace, Roja, my beloved. We will carry this in your name. Even if I do like funny wolf lady that now has 30 sanity. You want the red color, cool. God, you're telling me to use this skill for it? Seriously? You're only at 20 sanity, but you kind of just have to do it. Solomon, why are your numbers so low? How do I get your number up? Because I refuse to believe Solomon is supposed to be 8, 9, 10, 11. You'll just win doing that. You go there, and then... Okay, you actually have to go there, meaning you have to go here, meaning you're gonna lose, so we're just gonna fluid sack it. Is it thread? Does it have to be thread spin 4 just to do decent work? Dang it. Yes? Oh, come on. That's so dumb. And we didn't get the paralyzed. Dang. Guess I'll have to thread spin it afterwards. And then Fluid Sac will just give us free SP and healing. Seriously, this ego is insane. Honglu, come on. Do you just die here? No, you just get staggered at the very least. Grand. Do I even have enough to do it with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, and then Kira takes one, so I cannot let Kira... I cannot take one off of her. However, Furiosa Replica is gonna go in hard. And we've once again run into the problem of speed difference. Let me guess, you want the funny red card still. And there's nothing except for this one. She's just gonna go off unless I use my other one. So I think I'm just gonna let her go off. And in fact, actually, if that's the case, we're gonna start the countdown. Insane damage, Yi-Song. God, it's so cool. Funny free attacks. Your protection 2 is still annoying as heck. A brilliant glory comes up. Oh, we're so close to just dragging you down. Oh, come on. Alright, cool. Damage, go. Kill. Alright, we managed that with only, like, 2 deaths. Heck yeah. Yeah, you were definitely the damage dealer of that one. Good memories. See, you're already looking much better with those superfluous animal parts removed. You're serious about founding your own movement? I already answered that. But you'll need time. Under the Falvist's wing, at least until you can fully cultivate your movement, perhaps. I don't suppose words have any meaning now. The docent raised her giant arm as though to strike us in her final act of defiance, then slammed it down upon the door we entered through instead. All I can do is buy time for... Mid-sentence, the docent suddenly went limp like a marionette whose strings were cut. Dead. And here I thought at least her last words were going to be succinct. Ah, thus we are made foes with yet another finger, the ring. Let's not doom and gloom already, fellas. We beat an officer of the Fingers all on our own for the first time, didn't we? I see this as a pretty definite win. All on your own, huh? Come on, bro, I was fighting my ass out there. Herr Gregor has a point. The outcome of this battle would not have changed by a significant margin, even if you had not been here, Kira. This is more like it. Won't have to freak out over a mere BB anymore, long as we're with Clock. Don't start congratulating yourselves for achieving the bare minimum. Those who celebrate over so small an occasion don't deserve to stand beside the executive man at... Well, I guess this isn't impressive at all to people who used to be so much stronger, like Otis or Don. Prithee, speak not such folly, for the joy of my compatriots is my own. Have you any inkling as to why she might have, in her final moments, elected to demolish the door? Right? It's not like we have a shortage of doors in here. Are we really debating the logical thought process of someone who is 2 seconds away from dropping dead? Come on, let's get out of here so we can bring everyone else up to date. Didn't I just leave this room? Ishmael walked out through the door we'd entered through, and appeared behind us. Oh shit, where'd the exit go? Don't tell me because it changes every time someone walks through it. No, it can't be that easy. I am barred from enjoying the fresh air of the world outside, no longer free to travel the mountains and cliffs as my feet would carry me, as the other members of the Pinky are. I wish to no avail that I should be allowed to weave the delineations of wings and back streets. So this is what she meant. The back door through which we traversed is a passage to the corridor of the one called the Index Nursefather. Cross the broken door we might, however, it avails us but a brief jaunt to the Pinky Nursefather's azure corridor afore it returns us to this room. Room's now locked in a loop without a starting point. Won't matter what door we open. A rescue team will arrive in time. As this location adheres to the regular flow of time, unlike the warp trains, it will be approximately between a week or two from the present before we can return. That's pretty long. Well, the first problem we're going to have to deal with is food. As far as I'm aware, we should be good for at least 3 days. Thanks, Roja. So let's... I didn't bring any snacks. No, the snack pocket is empty. There we go, finally. It's not like we were about to walk into one of the L-Court branches or a dungeon, so... Yeah, makes sense. Looks like we're gonna have to give this room a thorough search, then. No need. If there's no exit, we'll cut open our own. What about the part where it cuts into your memories too? Deal with that yet? No. The sword, it still cleaves my memories with every slash. Don't know what memory it'll slice away this time, but it'll be something recent. Or one I hold dear. Wait, don't be so bloody rash about it. Other than me, no one but Heathcliff still remembers the person he holds in the loving depths of his heart. Ever since the day of the sepia tempest, memory took on a special, precious meaning to Heathcliff. Heathcliff suddenly reached out and grabbed Ryoshu's arm. Though Ryoshu and Heathcliff's circumstances were undoubtedly different from each other, it was clear that Ryoshu's reckless attitude towards sacrificing her own memories triggered a sort of anxiety in Heathcliff. Aww. He cares about her and keeping memories. Didn't you hear? Them nerds will be here in a week or two to get us out. Why don't we just keep that sword nicely in that scabbard and wait it out? The radio doesn't work. What if we went to the rooftop and entered one of those doors up there? There are thousands of them. Out of the question. By doing so, we will be putting ourselves at a greater risk, that of casting ourselves into the endless maze that is the corridor. Okay, but we're dead meat if that brick wall of Maestro wanders right into this room. That wolf lady's last words. Man, I'm saying the flags. It's a hella risky move, yeah, but I think Yoshihide and her OP sword is our best bet. Right, but if we got lucky and they find us in a day or two... Quit freaking out, Heathcliff. It will only be forgotten, not lost. Well, good memories don't tend to last very long. It's been a fun excursion, Clock. Oh, come on. And naturally, as the Ryoshiki's blade cleaves through the wall, so does it Ryoshi's memories. Aw, we're really getting somewhere. The thin strands of Raya's image, which had just begun to coalesce, slowly unraveled and fell apart once again. Even still, Araya released the blade without hesitation. But it's okay. We'll try again, so. Conveying no resentment, no hatred, but a few words of consolation. Don't feel too bad. As her voice faded into the gentle dark with Ryoshi's memories. I feel like I'm on the verge of tearing up there. That is just too cruel a fate for her. To just once again be forgotten as we're about to help remember her. Question. What exactly was the point of verifying every back door within the House of Spiders? Oh, Hohenheim didn't fill you in? Any information regarding these doors holds an enormous value for us. Not to mention the higher-ups requesting us to reorganize the House of Spiders into a base of operations as soon as possible, even if we had to rush our work a little. Only speculating here, but I'm quite convinced that they're preparing for a conflict of sorts. These little pockets of absolute safety are extremely valuable during these operations, as you already know. Wait, stop right there. What conflict? What operation? Are you saying that your bosses are preparing for a war or something? I just feel like there isn't enough alarm in his voice, considering what he's saying. Preparing for what? Not even trying to hide it anymore, huh? Did I say something wrong? Must you ask to know? I thought everyone already knew. I mean, it's an open secret at this point. L Corp has already fallen. W Corp is teetering on the brink of collapse. You call us the aspirant W Corp. We call Limbus Company the aspirant L Corp, meaning we have a shared goal. But unlike the dead and gone L Corp, the current W Corp is still kicking, despite its rapid decline. And as we all know, companies in the city aren't worth much unless they've got the military force to back them, right? Even more foreshadowing to the second smoke war. Yep, and the smoke will be blue. It's only natural that a business conflict would lead to a physical one as well. This is just a mere team leader speaking, though. Who knows what the higher-ups in our companies are thinking. Either way, much fruitful collaboration was had today. A good time was had by all. This will reflect pretty well in our performance metrics, and we didn't even suffer that many losses. I can safely say that you should expect a positive review from us regarding this collaboration. After saying a farewells, we returned to the forward base and shared with Hohenheim everything that's happened so far. Hohenheim and Faust both did not seem willing to discuss the subject of this looming conflict. So we instead decided to have Ryoshu's memories and sword re-examined. Wait, Hohenheim, results out yet? Not yet, assistant. I clearly remember telling you 3 minutes ago that it would take about 20 more. Have you forgotten already? He talks too much. Ryoshu sounded irritated as she scolded Heathcliff, but I could sense a definite undercurrent of anxiety from the way she kept puffing her cigarettes to a stub at increasingly shorter intervals. Incredible. This room might be more smoke than oxygen at this point. Mind slowing down a tad? You're practically fumigating the room with cigarette smoke. Then speed up, glasses. Gonna bounce as soon as I hear the results. Both of you need to learn to respect that things take time. Yes, time is indeed relative, but the fact that I have managed to complete an in-depth analysis of an item of such mystery in a single day is an incredibly fast turnaround, and therefore deserves your appreciation. I have been attempting to rein in the more self-indulgent part of myself as of late, but I believe this achievement deserves to be elaborated upon. It is an evident truth that such a result could not have been replicable had it not been for my genius brain. Go out to the hallways and grab any passing researcher and tell about my incredible turnaround time, and you will hear them say, "Whoa, done already?" And to that I will answer, "Thank you, Ryoshu." Evidently tired of the two sinners alternating turns hounding him for results, Hohenheim seemed to speed up the analysis and managed to hit the finish line much earlier than 20 minutes. Yes, there are times when test results are extracted earlier than the predicted time frame. Many of those instances are easily attributable to my genius at work. Incredible, Hohenheim. Then why aren't you saying anything? Give me the test results now. You did tell me to shut the fuck up, so I am attempting to observe the exact merits of doing precisely that. Aw. What if it's something like, sheesh, that's a full day unwind after work, though? And your verdict on her interpretation? That is exactly what I meant. She's better than MTL in some ways. How she lies as she breathes. Almost as though we're giggling. Aw, Araya's still in there and having fun. Very well, then I'll get right into it. First, the memory of the time she was complimented for her cooking has been erased. That's it? Hardly. Second, a name has been erased from her memory. Do you recall the name of the man who works with Manager Sound? Effie? I would have asked in the past tense had it been him who I was referring to. Glad Miss Sound wasn't here for that. That kid. Right, I don't remember his name. Aw, rest in peace, pilot's name. Among other miscellaneously deleted memories are 172 hours of Don Quixote's tales of adventures and the types of food she fed to the seagull. Fie upon it! Dost thou say that the memories most precious to young Ryoshu and me have been thrown into utter destruction? Look, Donkey, I'm not trying to be mean here, but that seems pretty acceptable, doesn't it? For the price of unsheathing a sword like that? If we're going by sheer volume, I wouldn't quite say its mileage is acceptable. It erased several days' worth of memories just for a single swing, didn't it? I mean, yeah, but they kind of sound like inconsequential memories, don't they? Greg and Heath forget stuff all the time. How's this any different? The seemingly inconsequential nature of these particular memories weren't achieved by sheer luck. In fact, it seems to have been impacted by the scabbard of the Ryashiki, or to be more precise, the power of Araya's ego. That's so. All that remains of Araya and Ryoshi's collection is a blank space where the fragments of her existence used to be, severed and removed again. While it takes a rather significant amount of time, the scabbard seems to be, yes, capable of selecting which of Sinner Ryoshi's memories are to be erased as a cost of using Arayashiki. Sounds like I should be grateful then. But Ryoshi regards the scabbard with a conflicted look, as though to approximate the outlines of the void she left behind. Oh, so it's got like a cooldown timer. She can use it whenever as long as she gives it time to select the trivial memories. I wouldn't be so quick to dismiss them as trivial. The memory of the time when you were complimented for your cooking. That was quite a precious memory, wasn't it? You've performed an inverse calculation of the relic's cost. Yes, according to our measurements, the sword seems to factor in the weight of each memory when calculating the cost of wielding it. It's become rather clear that it takes more than light memories to properly wield it. So, have our memories been restored? As presumed, attempts to recall the erased being's existence have resulted in failure. That is quite discouraging. But not all is lost. Simply by knowing that something used to be in that negative space, many things can still be reminisced upon. Like Ryoshi said, forgotten but not lost. Meaning there's hope for Heathcliff yet. You've just stepped foot into the world of sangria. She flashes the briefest of smiles, then scatters it away with a plume of cigarette smoke. Collecting the GB will restore it. The golden bow. What used to be here in the pockets of void in my heart. My one and only. Ryoshi's gaze traced the invisible, the unperceivable. A few more days passed us by. We didn't spend those days idling. We visited Sound and Pilot in recovery, did a few odd jobs here and there, like helping suppress a distortion containment breach by a new LCE hire. Good job, whoever that was. But with all the loose threads tied up, we managed to finally, after so long, kind of feels like we're home again. Return to the bus, let's go! We made it back to the road. Why are you here? Between the two individuals who were looking rather pleased at Kira's astonishment, Hohenheim squeezed through to warn us about some things to watch out for. I asked Team Leader Alan to set the coordinates somewhere as close as possible to the nest. Keep driving through the door and it will bring you right to an empty spot on the highway. Don't hesitate or hit the brakes, because if by any chance there's a car driving behind you, it will crash into the bus. Nuts. So what are you two doing here on the bus? Decided to join the better team, did you? I must admit to a certain degree of interest in hearing of your exploits, but to accompany you through them is an entirely different matter, isn't it? I'm only here to adjust your coordinates. Speaking of which, just how did you manage to escape your confinement? I told them I had stuff to help you with, and they let me out after making me scribble over some docs. Solitary confinement's hella boring, so I thought I might get some air. Might as well say goodbye too while I'm out and about, right? I see. You exploited the fact that the new hires don't have any grudges against you. I thought I told them to impress upon the new hires that the prisoners are to be treated as exceptions to the... Alright. The person in charge of that training is currently checked into the long-term recovery ward. More problems stemming from the shortage of manpower. I'd best include this in the report. Well then, time for a valediction, I suppose. Perhaps I've grown too used to seeing your faces. Saying goodbye doesn't come out as easily as I expected it to. Another day of reunion must await in the future. I would appreciate it if such a reunion had a low probability of occurring. While I'm not very partial to mathematical statistics like the probability theory, I hope your prediction is dead right. Well, I wouldn't say family exactly, but listen, there's a lot of stuff I want to say to you and a lot of stuff I want to hear from you, okay? Aww. So, SYL. Did I do that right? Acronymize it into L. And call me Ryoshu, not Yoshihide. Prefer the echoes of that name. Aww. In a way, she still remembers her. Off to the next destination. Dante inquires about the next destination, Virgilius. No, that's more like it. Been too bloody long since I heard that question. Yeah, don't get too excited when an answer to that question ever led us to anywhere that's not downright bizarre. Downright bizarre, is it? Well, let me just say that it's high time we faced such a sight. Our next destination is District 14. In other words, Manager Dante, we are now en route to N-Corp. So we are going there after all, N-Corp. Plenty of faces there I'd rather not see. As the rest of the sinners voiced their various gripes and discontent, Merceau, who probably had the most amount of history with the wing, simply flipped open his newspaper like usual and began reading it with the same unchanging expression. Merceau, it's time to die. He is not ready for what is about to come. And that's everything. Meaning I now, I think, finally have enough to get the Merceau identity. No, I'm still too far away, dang it. Stupid identity cost. But there it is. The reflectrial layered tech... whatever. Reflectial time. I like the crosshair. Recommended specs. Level 60, thread spinning, uptime. Okay, cool. Just max level stuff. Which, speaking of... There you are, solemn lament. Actually, I have enough for this. 100... Okay, no, I'm taking... Actually, I can't even take that. I do have to... Actually, wait. Can I use both, right? Yep, 50 and 50. However, I shall step away for 1 second to get my meter yet again because I'm starting to feel low. Sorry for the little, I guess, ASMR stuff of me pricking my finger. Yep, I was right. I'm getting low. So, now to properly step away. Alright, I've got my ice cream. Actually, no, taking pursuance in. I think I'll take you in. You, I think I'll change as well. Especially because if I have to use smashing and stuff like that, or bludgeoning, that's probably for the best. Probably take Prince for extra bleed, you for you. I might keep you. Honestly, having some sinking is not bad. Poise bleed. You for just being good, and then I think you're fine as well. Oh, interesting. So it actually kind of incentivizes bleed. Okay, and then you shift over to sinking. Gotcha.
가시죠. 준비되었습니다.
문을 열 시간.
녹수
여유. 구름이라면
총은 수지 타선에 맞게 한 발에 한 문씩.
저것들 상당히 즐거워 보이는데 뭔가 기운을 내게 하는 걸 먹었을지도 몰라요. 탈출 개체 확인.
Oh, come on. Thank you. Thank you, Don Quixote, for not just losing.
이건 내가 완전 전문인데 벌써 추리를 성공해버렸네.
주의 깊게 보지 않으면 잘못 선택했을 수도 있었는데 현명하셨네요.
I should have used the other one. Dang. Come on.
시야 확보. 쏟다.
의도는 모르겠지만 이걸로 공평해졌네.
Ow. Stuck that spoon into my hand again. Of course, the one time you get coins, the other guy has to get more coins than you.
저 부표처럼 흔들리는 놈이 제1 사냥감이겠네요. 가서 뜯어내죠.
Okay, I did not realize that this just... No, there's no way it is that way. Oh god, you're just screwed doing that. Alright. Defense. Turtle.
어중간한 연민이 이런 불필요한 고통을 가져오는 거야. 목숨을 거두려 했다면 머리를 베었어야지.
Dang it. I accidentally dropped some ice cream on my blanket. Oh well. Surely fluid sac will just be fine.
매뉴얼을 만들어주길 잘해놔. 그렇게만 해. 아메스코.
Alright, Kozan killed a guy at least.
너희가 좀 더 어설플 거라고 생각했거든. 새삼스럽지만 꽤 괜찮네. 제법이야. 딱 좋다. 대만찬에 집중해. 약점은 명백해. 평면적.
Oh, grand.
간단하면 김새인데 추리하는 맛이 안 나잖아.
Double grand. That actually was just the biggest mistake I made, Cole. Alright, a lot of you attacking that. This is probably the best one then. Because, what, only this one is going to Rian song? Alright. Also just want to say thanks for being here, Lucatin. Nice having someone stay this late.
엄마는 무기라면 뭐든
Even if I am also being a bit quiet.
그중 제일 뛰어난 게 검이야. 원더풀 선택이었어 나리! 저들의 약점이 저리 보이는 게로 가!
역시 모가지를 분질러야 조용해지는 저 도야지 같은
Gee, I ain't hitting the turn count. Oh, you're still here, Dermot. Nice. I guess. Oh, you're just the effects. Gotcha. Alright, gonna have to do that one. Alright, defend. Defend. And then victory. Just because I want to get some more SP gain coming here.
아메스코. 오. 아 이런. 아무튼 놀라운 한 방이야. 모든 결과들은 포스타.
Finished that ice cream now.
어머죠. 여긴 맡겨주세요.
There's the reinforcements, and of course you're going first, meaning this is just gonna kill a guy probably.
저 도야지 같은 새끼들.
And you're too slow for anything. Cool, cool, cool. So I think it's Roja getting targeted. I think she's just gonna get hit.
아니요. 이제 싱수에선 벗어났나? 따뜻한. 엎드리도록.
Come on, Honglu. Okay, we finally staggered her. Oh no, we staggered one of the guys. Okay, never mind. We're still so far from her. Yep, saw that coming. Okay, this should, in theory, deal a heck ton of damage. And then we're just gonna fluid sack you.
자, 아직 끝을 모르는 법이네.
What's the turn count? I think I'm on like 8 now. I mean, I'm definitely not gonna get a fast victory.
그렇지. 그게 바로 핵심 증거라고.
이대로 몰아붙이면 아무 저항도 못하고 사건이 해결될 수밖에 없겠는데.
And then you're gonna get staggered after this. That protection is saying otherwise. Yeah, definitely true.
무타법을 이제야 좀 이해.
Oh wow, you actually healed yourself enough to just not get stunned? Jeez. Fortunately, you, on the other hand, had nothing to protect you. We're on turn 9.
않았으면 좋겠어. 사람을 죽이고 싶지 않았다면 너희도 세피라들도 처음부터 거래를 하지 말았어야지.
That's struggling, jeez. Okay, even that is still too much. And then, can this actually... Okay, that actually can, and then you are just gonna die, unfortunately.
까지 가고 있을지.
Unless, what, we can get the stagger... No, that we're not getting the stagger off. Alright, now I see why they increased the damage for bleed. Because it's kinda necessary to get through her. No stagger, interesting.
모든 걸 거둬들일 순 없었어.
Yep,
구석에 물릴 줄이야.
saw that coming. And good job evading that. And then time for the scrubs to come back in.
이러면 사건은 미궁 속으로 빠져버린다고.
남은 분들로 단서를 더 찾아볼 수 있지 않을까요? 아직까지는
You're
괜찮을
gonna
거예요.
need to leave eventually, so I might as well just shoot you out.
코피하기.
한 점만 노린다.
Pretty solid damage, at least. There. And then, yep, you'll just take the attack for her. And then I think another one will be taken. No, okay. That was the second one before.
효과적이네요. 이 방식을 기억하는 게 좋겠어요.
Merceau, come on. Jeez.
망설일 생각은 하지 않았으면 좋겠어.
Ugh.
사람을 죽이고 싶지 않았다면 너희도 세피라들도 처음부터 거래를 하지 말았어야지.
I don't want to send one friggin' attack that's so big just on him. So you know what, Merceau, I'm just giving you a second chance. Alright, that's stagger. Which, of course, results in him getting shot a bit. There goes your sanity. Actually, no. There goes your health. Alright, one death. God, this is the saddest attack. Killed that guy. Cool. Killed that guy finally. Meaning I don't think Merceau has another target now. Yep.
무기를 만드는 것만
얻는 것을
내가
두려워하지
어머니가
마시게.
뛰었어.
신바르면 남는다네.
그건 좀 과했는데.
형을 씹으시. 피날레를 준비하지.
Tiny bit of bleed go. Tiny bit of... Nope. Never mind. Yep, that makes sense.
괜찮은 거야?
저건 상처가 너무 깊을 것 같은데요?
증거품이나 안 부서졌으면 다행. 기계처럼 대본에 적힌 대로 운명대로 성공하는 걸 원했다면 그 사람의 계획을 망치지도 않았어. 실패해도 괜찮아.
Cool. There's a time limit. Oh, and you get 3 teams. Interesting, 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 actually. Yep, cannot be reused. Alright. Normal mode has a turn counter of 18 for all the rewards. I am not getting that whatsoever. $18 turns less the... Okay. Honestly, just getting the clear battle, I think, will be good enough for me. But I think it is actually kind of getting late. It's almost 2:30. And I've seen that. I might come back to try and do this refractional thing. Bye-bye, Faust. Aw, hi, Artwork Fascia. Glad you can make it, of course. But let me come back here. Because that will be the end for tonight / this morning, of course. Thank you for accompanying me on this journey. Glad to see we got to the end of the event and it wasn't that hard at the end. Now it's just the actual hard part of Refractrial, which I'm going to dislike, but oh well. And yeah, I think that's all I've got to say. Hope you all have a good night or a good morning. And I hope to see you all at the next stream, whenever that is. Whether it be tomorrow for more Refractrial, whether it be a week later, I don't know. I do not have a set schedule, and I am sorry for it. But, as I've said, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you all next time.